I was governor of Central Bank, and I met the exchange rate at about 138 naira. I am the governor that presided over having seen the rate move down from 138 to 120 to 118, and actually came down to 112 naira to the dollar before the global financial crisis of 2008, 2009. And I met $10 billion as external reserves and built it to the all-time almost 63 billion that we had. And even in spite of, payment of the 12 billion in external debt and then going through the worst financial crisis in history, I still left behind about 45 billion the day I left office. Now, I've seen this myself. I've seen it up, I've seen it down. And I know quite a few things, but there's a note I will leave with you. And that is that we must realize where we are coming from. That we sat here in this country and saw the monetary authorities literally printing money, literally illegally, and I must say, printing money. Because I superintended the development or the drafting of the 2007 Central Bank Act. And to prevent us from getting where we are today, that's why we had an explicit clause there that prevents central bank from lending, recklessly, granting ways and means advances to the federal government. And we explicitly put in the law that you cannot grant more than to federal government more than 5% of the previous year's actual revenue as ways and means advances to the federal government. And that so granted must be retired by the end of the year in which it is granted. And where the federal government fails to retire that, the central bank is forbidden by that law from further advancing ways and means to it. That's the law. 2007 Act of the Central Bank. By that law, I don't think there was any time that the ways and means advances would have been more than 250 billion at any point in time. We were very stringent in doing this. And as governor, I was very bullish in insisting that we remain within the ambit of the law. But we sat there, all of us, Nigerians, we're all guilty of this. We all saw the central bank, brazenly, illegally violating that act year on year and kept printing money, literally. Because when you advance money that is backed by nothing, you just credit the federal government, but continue to credit the account of government with trillions. 1 trillion, people shouted, 2 trillion, 10 trillion, 15 trillion, 20 trillion. And we kept going. My dear friend Shem, I did say it before, that this particular government inherited a dead economy. From a macroeconomic point of view, this government inherited a dead economy standing, almost a dead horse, but was still standing. But people didn't know it was dead. Because you cannot pour drums of water on a rug and expect that the rug will not be wet. There is humongous challenges. And I think it is important that Nigerians understand this. And that it's not a tea party. Cardoso and the Minister of Finance, when I spoke with them, each one of them I spoke to on the appointment, I said, meaning have my congratulations and also my commiserations. Because I know what faces them. And Nigerians need our support collectively, intellectually, and in whatever way that we can. But I want to believe that, we'll lock ourselves in a room for a day or two. We must be able to get through this. Nigeria, I'm an incurable optimist in the greatness of this country. That's why I offered. That's why I applied for this job. If I don't believe in the future, in the incredible, the future of this country, then I wouldn't be, taking myself through this, what I call executive imprisonment, as it were.